Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Borderlands 2. Now, I've all tabbed out, so this might be a little random. Why is there a use button here? Interesting. So, apparently you can summon skulls? Could I have been doing this at all these flame altars? Or just this one? Where's the last guy? These guys move a little too fast. And that's saying something, I think, for Borderlands 2. Well, where we were is we're gonna try and run this way and kind of look around here and light the third bonfire, and I think the main story quest, Denial, Anger, and Initiative, is a little bit further, and Critical Fail unfortunately takes us back in a direction that maybe we could go and run to it. It's probably not that big of a deal, but the thing is, we're gonna get that herky-jerkiness and that weirdness until I can find some good point to leave this area and exit the game. So I don't know when I could find a good point to do that. I really don't remember Borderlands 2 originally being this big of an issue, or having this as an issue. But that being said, I did implement using the second monitor slightly differently. No, that doesn't make sense though, because I was still using my second monitor. I've been using my second monitor for a very long time. Did I just accidentally equip like the wrong shield? Yes, I did. Wrong grenade mod. Like, yeah, I just have forgotten that it was a little weird, or the main game is programmed slightly different. I think it's kind of obvious to me that the main game is just slightly different. Alright. Alright, so we got these spiritual ones that resist both regular and they're resistant to both fire and caustic attacks. Alright, so now we need to give these souls to the soul collector. Interesting, which is over, like, where are we on the map? I guess we'll turn this into a soul collector and do the critical fail quest, and then maybe we can even just make a mad dash over to this point. Wow, look at my health.
A ghost amidst the combat, preparing to strike.
So you can't just activate any fire element. There is some level to it. And let's see. No way the...
Your eyes deceive you. An illusion fools you all. I move for the kill.
There's like no way the light fireplaces. So here we have the guy who wants souls. Slight Dark Souls reference, but they did it, I think, in the right way. The game didn't feel like Dark Souls, and I really don't think it should. If they want to go that way and make a spin-off Borderlands style game, that'd be fine, but I think the main game should be more freeing and allow for people to die. It's kind of ridiculous now that I'm holding so much money that I'm losing like nearly $100,000 every time I die anyways. If I had to make a corpse run on top of that to get all of my money back, that would be really, really annoying. Wonder how you get up there.
Our souls. Holy crap, that was annoying. Thanks for your help. I died like 80 times trying to get through those traps. Look, we gotta be careful. The guy who killed me and stole my souls is still somewhere around here.
Noob killer has invaded your game.
Let me take him out, will you? And how about that creepy lad, douche?
So, again, Dark Souls reference.
Try stabbing me in the back while I drink from my flask now, jerkwad. Hey, thanks again. I got something for you.
So he's gonna give me some experience and some money.
It can be hard out here on Pandora. You better hold on to your humanity as best you can.
Like, really, that's alright. The fear I slightly have is that Borderlands 3 might turn into a Battle Royale game or a Dark Souls game and lose what it is. Like, I'm alright with them tweaking what it is. In fact, I'm pretty happy with that idea. Let's see. We have one for 1800. What do I have in my equipment that might be worth dropping? Let's see. And I'm not even going to look at these guns, just to be efficient and save some time. 1400, 1300, 1100, there, I'll drop that. 1300, 800, I'll drop that. And shield wise, let's see. There we go. Right, now I'm just trying to run back this way. And it's getting worse. You know, I suppose this could be not Borderlands 2's fault as much as maybe just a Windows 10 update fault.
Demon bomb!
I don't think I've actually walked and dealt with any of these guys. I suppose we're supposed to be grinding killing knights, so... So we might as well do this. It's a little weird to have knights just come out of the cave. Like usually the psychos and others don't come out of caves, they come out of buildings. And it really just feels like an endless amount of them will spawn. So we are over here, we've saved. We can sell everything.
And these are my wares.
We can look and see if we need any real
That'll
bullets.
wreak some havoc.
Nope,
Keep
that's
the bullets
all we
flying.
need, really.
You're in the right place. Good luck on your quest or whatever.
So now, hopefully, we can just save and quit. And we'll hope that the textures load back in. And when I spin the camera, it does load back in, so it seems like it's fixed that. We're back to sharp textures, which is my indicator that that should have fixed whatever memory leak is happening here, whether it's a video card, graphics card memory leak, or a just ram leak. Alright, so we have this quest of fight the White Knight. I don't recall that being what we needed to do, but let's do this one first. I guess we could have done the quest we were in.
Your villainous lies
Of course, since we saved and exited, everybody is now respawned. Which definitely goes to show that there's
my death is nothing.
well, see, these guys will attack you even though they're not marked as particularly enemies. It's the exact same people. Apparently I'm doing amp damage because my shield was at maximum. Yeah, if you wanted to grind, there probably is one really great place early on in Borderlands 2's main story to save and exit and just continuously take on that aspect. Alright. So
you find the gun again. Lilith, roll to pick it up.
So the funny thing here is Lilith is gonna fail too.
What? Oh, while picking up the gun, it accidentally slips from your hands again, but not before breaking all your fingers. Take, like, a lot of damage.
My fingers.
This makes no sense.
Yeah, that was harsh.
What is next?
Right.
Thank goodness that guy came around. I was about to die. So, at this rate, almost certainly Mordecai is going to roll a 1 too. I think probably we could say Tiny Tina is not dungeon mastering quite right to have it fly away and just take you into a random place that wasn't the initial idea of where the game was going to go. Like derails your general idea of the story, and certainly that happens in dungeon mastering from what I've heard, but it probably would be easier if you would just end it on a critical failure on the first try and say something like, this summoned the monster, this did a certain amount of damage to you, but you got the gun anyways, or that you just don't get the gun, that's it, the gun falls apart, or the gun turns into a very low quality gun that's not worth it. I do believe the rest of that quest though is not even in this area. Alright, so we're going a different way. So we're gonna get back to some main story stuff. A skeleton giant. Feels like it should be giant skeleton. Skeleton midget. Let's see. Now, on the map, there's this whole section over here I want to go look at, because we just haven't done anything there. And it feels like we may not do anything there. We'll come back here and pick up any guns or anything that people dropped. Like, we'll deal with that in a second. He's still not... Like, I've got these really good grenades that would be super helpful if I was fighting things that are shielded, but there's a severe lack of shielded enemies in this game. It's really small number. Even in the main game, it's fighting all the Hyperion robots. Not all of them were really shielded. See, these were the crystals we were following. Let's see what this guy has to say. I don't even have a prompt here. So do I need some blood fruit? If I do, what would I even put it on? Feels like I skipped some storyline dialogue there. Let's see. And this just puts us back in this section. And yeah, we've definitely been over here. So I see let's see. Like these skeleton archers, they are wrecking me. This is a pretty good challenge, considering how overpowered I still am. So what I'm looking for is a way up. It seems like somewhere around here, at the top of this one in particular, there was a chest. How could I get up there? Honestly, I guess unless there's a ladder somewhere that's just really hiding a way up, or unless I'm supposed to use the walls or the surface of the area, I don't see how you could get up there.
My death is nothing.
See, there's definitely something up there. Is it really? Like this doesn't strike me as a stairway. There's no ladder there. There's no ladder there. There's no ladder there. Not just gonna magically float up, but the environment might change. Like, we may run into a storyline element that tells us, oh, now there's a ladder. Getting more iridium. See, I don't think a jump from over there would get me up this high. There's no ladder up here. Even if I did make it up to these points, I don't think I'd be able to receive it. Is that a ladder? Perhaps? Well, whatever. So that's wasting time. Let's go take on the White Knight, who I don't know who really the White Knight is. Since this is all kind of the sad, depressing story of Tiny Tina being in shock and not recognizing that Roland is dead, I wouldn't be surprised if it turned out Roland is the White Knight, or if it turned out that any other character is. And I kind of have a slight duty, if I want iridium, to continue to open every little chest. Even though smash every little thing, open every little chest. Pick up every little worthless or semi-worthless item. Make insignificantly small amounts of money. And we're just gonna come up here. And we'll just deal with all this stuff. Now over here, is there anything like a Cult of the Vault symbol or anything? I'm wondering if there is a way that you could potentially speed up the process of playing this game and run around looking for collectibles and make that a more fluid experience. Because right now it really comes down to me just ignoring the enemies and letting them hurt me. If I was a necromancer class, I may very well at that point. Ooh, an immortal skeletar. Interesting. So you've got to pull the sword out of them, or they will continuously revive themselves. Thus the name the Immortal Woods. Alright, so that feels like a Seraph level enemy, but I'm not getting any Seraph crystals for killing these guys. There's a guy like right next to me and I can't even really see him. Which clearly goes to show they're not much of a threat. Wait, am I going the right direction? Not quite. I need to go over here. We've been in this area, but we must have not triggered something. So I think what may have happened is I accidentally got close to a trigger by jumping up where I really shouldn't have, and then that moved the next step over here. So here's that one blimp we destroyed, and these can be used again for 1 iridium, not worth it. And yeah, we have an X marks the spot. Just gonna go fight this guy or talk to this guy?
Suddenly you see the White Knight before you in all of his handsome, heroic glory.
It's Roland.
It's Roland!
Huh? What the hell?
We'll talk later. Help me fight this thing.
So we've got red dragons. So our quest is to kill the dragons. Perhaps it would be better if we let the dragons kill Roland in the game for Tiny Tina's mental health. Let's see, I'm not doing a great job. Fighting dragons is interesting, certainly, but I don't know how you'd introduce a character exactly quite like a dragon that's flying around and I don't think I'm hurting this purple dragon much. So yeah, it may sound cruel, but I actually think had I let Roland die in the game, it might have helped Tiny Tina express and realize her feelings. Alright, let's talk to him.
Hey, shorty, you're the best. I owe you one.
This can't be healthy.
You fought well, girl. I'll be honored as hell to join your quest.
Roland doesn't talk like that.
He does when I'm voicing him, girl.
Yes, for shizzle. Now let's go.
Alright, so we follow Roland. I don't think there was anything up there.
I was in that blimp looking for the queen before somebody burned it down.
My bad.
So, who's this queen anyway? What are we looking for?
Well,
She's the
clearly.
most beautifulest woman in the history of ever.
The-
Shorty's got legs for days.
Clearly the queen is Tiny
was
Tina.
Unhelpful. Tina? Tina!
Sorry. Just thinking about them legs.
So it's either going to be Tiny Tina or her parents, but I doubt it would be her parents because we don't ever see her parents, or we haven't, so we wouldn't even recognize the character. Like her mother.
Ah, the White Knight. Stand
Could be
here
Angel.
and raise thy sword, good sir.
Okay.
Behold, the path to the Tree of Life is open. Mayhaps we shall find your queen there.
So we're walking so long and he's not moving very fast that there he goes, he starts speeding up. Let's see, let's just quickly, I don't want to get too far ahead of Roland, but let's see, what would my sniper rifle look like compared to this one? No, my sniper rifle's still way better. And none of these grenade mods still have any value. The shield is better than the shield I accidentally had equipped. I'm having a problems holding down X on this stuff.
I am but a humble merchant, and these are my wares.
Let's see.
If guns are magic, consider that a mana potion. You have chosen wisely. Wise chosen one. I'm sure that'll find a nice home in some
Looking for a healer? You're in the right place. Don't die.
See, so either now I let him run ahead of me and don't collect things, or I play the game I want to play, the way I want to play it. I think I'm gonna choose to play the game I want to play it, the way I want to play it, so those two can run ahead of me if they want. It doesn't seem like we're going too far. There's much variety here. But bits of iridium, certainly that would have been a loss. And there's not a lot here. We're just working our way to what I think is the tower. The wizard tower. Like, I've seen several things that look like a tower, but may not have actually been the wizard tower. Let's see. Smash this. Smash this. Come over here, jump over here. This area seems like another shortcut. So, if we look at the map, there's a shortcut here, there's a shortcut here. It seems like these should connect to something. At some point, I hope. But we saw a lot of instances in the main game where there were clearly paths that had just been blocked off, that they were planning on having a completely open world, and those plans fell to the wayside at some point. Interesting. This is a dangerous thing I'm doing because I could end up dead. There's kind of nothing up there. There's kind of nothing here. Examine. Well, I'm examining. I've examined. So these look like real chairs instead of fantasy chairs too, so maybe Tiny Tina's Dungeons and Dragons Fantasy World is gonna come to a collapse. It would be a little cliche and I don't think necessary to go that route, but it'd be alright. I wouldn't complain too much. I find myself while playing this thinking about how could we do a second DLC in Borderlands 3 that was exactly this but just a different campaign, because I think this is a lot more repeatable than say the Secret Army of General Knox or the pirate one. All those are kind of repeatable, but you're gonna have to it's gonna have to be basically just a continuation of the previous DLCs, not something different.
Vitality Grove. This is where the Tree of Life first took root. The tree holds all the good and natural magics of the world. The Queen must have come here to reverse the sorcerer's curse.
The Queen's, not here.
The writings say we could reverse the curse ourselves with a simple ritual. Give me the blood fruit. We shall reverse the curse, then find the Queen ourselves.
So is Devlin to be trusted, or is this going to turn out to be a big mistake? And see, I imagine this is a big treant, so let's switch to this. Several places in Skyrim looked a lot like this area. So let's go ahead and prepare for a fight. As far as this up here, this looks just like a area where we're going to spawn enemies. There's basically a fast travel area just beyond that, I think. These are big stairs. Again, looking for Cult of the Vault symbols, just trying to be thorough, squeeze as much gameplay as you can out of a game like this. Yeah, I really wonder how Borderlands 3 can come out without being a games of service. Something like Destiny, where you're just gonna have to continuously pay some kind of subscription, and they'll give updates like this every 2 or 3 months. I definitely don't want that to be the case, but that is definitely my fear. And it kind of makes sense if they had more fast-tracked the Borderlands series to be like slightly closer to the Assassin's Creed series, where there's 1, maybe 2 Assassin's Creed games that come out every year. There's probably should be 1 Borderlands like main numbered iteration every 2 years. And I'm not sure that 2K or Gearbox or anybody has the funding for that. Alright.
You doing all right?
The old magics. Give me the strength to undo the horrible curse that was cast by the hands of intelligent and super awesome sorcerer. Hodam Shiva. Hodam Shiva. Hodam Shiva.
Oh crap. Ghost King spell. Booyah! Face! Handsome sorcerer here. See, I kidnapped your queen like 3 hours ago. She's already in my tower. Thanks for helping me summon Ghost King here. Have fun dying.
So was that guy?
The gatekeeper was actually the handsome sorcerer all along? Plot twist!
Wait, what? That makes 0 sense.
This guy just seems like he's kind of resistant to everything. He's resistant to fire, he's resistant to that, so hey, let's just use our good old gun, just normal damage. And yes, you can't run. Alright, we've got a Ghost King head that's flying around. Let's see. Got smacked real hard there. Here's the Skeleton King's head. Let's pull this. More of these immortal skeletons. Roland's dropped his turret, which never got to really play with because I never played as the soldier class. Let's just pick up some stuff and we've got King Seth. So there's like at least 3 kings being named here. Like, you can see he's not really doing much damage to me. The immortal skeleton respawned. Gotta get these swords out. Do we have another king? I'm not sure I particularly agree with this musical choice. Like, I don't know if I quite get like danger from this music as much as I get a jaunty adventure. So there were 4 Ghost Kings that we had to defeat. Here we got something. Second wind plus 115%. That's probably pretty good. We could have used that for the ammo. Not sure what the ammo shrine really does, though. Just want to make sure I pick up everything. So those are some drops that are probably actually worth it to look at. Let's see. I'll come over here. I'll come over here. And that should be enough ammo. And we'll talk to Roland. I think I want to talk to Roland some more after this just general talk and see everything that's voiced for him. Alright.
As a representative of the Queen's Imperial Guard, I, Roland, dub you a knight of justice and cupcakes and stuff. Rise.
Alright, so do I want this gun or this gun? This gun is more expensive and it might be better. It might actually be useful.
Anyway, if you're looking for the Queen, the sorcerer's got her. You'll need to cut through the dwarven slave mines to reach his tower.
Alright.
I'll always be here for you.
So it's just gonna be
I'll never
weird
forget
thing.
the time Tina and I took down General Rancid together. I killed his guards while she fed him the grenade. Good times. I'll never forget the adventures we had. Man, Tiny Tina is the coolest person ever.
So remember, this is Tiny Tina voicing Roland.
You ask me why I'm called the White Knight, I may punch you in the throat. Hey, that's just a fair warning. You doing all right? Man, Tiny Tina is the coolest.
So it sounds like we've heard everything there is to be said there. Alright. Come over here and save ourselves some money on bullets. Quest-wise, we're in a weird position because we could go back to the forest and do this section 2 and work our way back here to this also. So it really is a question, do I want to fast travel and maybe save myself some backtracking or what? I think I do probably want to fast travel and save some backtracking. So I'll walk through here. There'll almost certainly be a fast travel station there. I'll go back to the unassuming docks area, looking for Cult of the Vault symbols. Conqueror's Crypt. A mimic. Interesting. Wasn't expecting a mimic. That is really, really gross too. Like, a lot of animation put into that. A lot of animation. Most of the enemies in this game do not look as well drawn as that is, so. Are mimics now going to be a thing at random when we try to open chests? Perhaps. Maybe we'll start shooting chests by default. And there's kind of nothing you can do here. The Earthen Vein Chasm. Unless this isn't an area, and there aren't any fast travel sections, then I guess I can't backtrack at that point. I was thinking that we'd hit the end of the line at the Tree of Life section. We have some baby red dragons. And we're just getting closer and closer to this tower. Towers, I guess. Again, sure feels like there should be a fast travel something or other there. So maybe that's a good indication that I shouldn't just run back, because we kind of know we're gonna end up doing extra stuff. These quests are gonna have us jump all over the place. There we go. Still looking for Cult of the Vault things. If this is still a Dark Souls reference, then like this dragon might decide to attack us on the bridge. I recall there was a dragon like that in one of the Dark Souls games. There you go. Green dragon. Or green basilisk. I'm not really even hitting them. I didn't think I would be able to grind through dragons this easily. I didn't think that it would just be mostly basilisks. Just equipped the wrong shield again. Let's see. Spending a lot of time looking down, opening these things when I'd prefer to be looking up, seeing the environment. This is a very distinctly designed environment around the idea of just, hey, look up and see what's happening. But everything in this game is always on the ground. So maybe if instead of the items falling on the ground and having a white line point up, maybe if you could just have the items hover in the middle of the screen, that would be helpful. There's no reason that you couldn't potentially have some technology like that added to the canon. But maybe if there's too many items on the ground or in the middle of the screen, you can't see enemies. I wouldn't be surprised if there's actually a way to turn off these lines too in the options. I wouldn't recommend it though. This game is so much about loot. The idea that you might miss some loot just because you want a more realistic experience is kind of ridiculous. Like, I don't think you come to Borderlands for
Enter
the
the
realistic
dwarven
experience.
mines. You hear the anguished wails of the sorcerer's political prisoners and enslaved dwarves.
I'm a dwarf and I'm enslaved.
These mines house Ragnar, king of the dwarves and leader of the anti-sorcerer resistance. Mayhaps if you talk to the dwarves, you could join forces and become unstoppable, mayhaps.
Don't worry, boys. My charisma is off the charts. I'll convince him to...
Lily. Whoever rolls highest will talk to him. Throw them dice.
20!
Ooh, sorry, Lil. Looks like Brick's gonna talk to the Dwarf King.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Interesting. You usually don't require a dice roll to determine who's going to speak or not. So I'm in Meili Shrine for 1 mana. I'm in a weird position. We gotta have to figure out, do I want to push the story mission forward, or do I want to go back to the forest and do this, discover what this quest is. You can see everything here is still probably maxed at level 35. I don't think I can get any higher on it. So yeah, I guess just canonically and storyline wise, we'll just go forward. And if we end up with some optional quest that we haven't finished, that'll be shame. It doesn't actually seem like this area is too long. It's like really, so maybe it curves around and goes this way, or it goes way far down here. Alright, so So we got some decent guns here. Let's see if any of them stack up to what we have. I imagine the answer to that is no. Do I even really need to consider a green tier gun? Probably not. So let's start with that, sell those.
Bullets for coins.
And that really only leaves one remaining gun to consider. So enhanced melee ability, purple, level 33. Pistol damage, 24.5%. Second wind. All these purples. I kind of want to hold on to them until I put them in the storefront. Extra ammo, like double the ammo capacity almost. Interesting. Cooldown rate. Volatile recoil. We can sell that one. We wouldn't use that. We can't use this. Can't use this. But I was holding on to it. We can sell that one, and that one, and that one. Some of these mods and items you really would have to trade. And the entire economy of Borderlands 1 and 2 falls apart as soon as people stop playing the game. Which, yeah, probably nowhere near as many people are still playing Borderlands.
And these are my wares.
I'm at 1,238,000. We're trying to get up to 3 million. Let's see. I've got a lot of things I would like to take back to Sanctuary. Does it really hurt me to go to Sanctuary? Not really. Let's just go back to Sanctuary. And no cutscene leaving this or anything like that, as it will just be here. We have 20 gold keys, and we have this guy who was saving up 150 iridium to try to upgrade that some more. And then once we meet the $3 million, we can gamble like crazy and get tons of guns and tons of iridium. It'll probably take me, I wouldn't be surprised if it's 4 to 6 hours of just gambling off screen once I have 3 million. We can look here. These guys are selling me level 30 weapons, which feels like it's a smaller cap than even the DLC we're doing. Getting not significant amounts of money. $10 here. I mean, I might as well open these things, but nothing's gonna be in them. We walked by Tannis. She played very little role in the game. So I just want to come over here and let's see what we've got. So we have a melee damage plus 22.9%. If I have something that increases melee damage or in some other way, like melee damage and then override cooldown, I think at that point we could probably replace this. Cooldown rate on melee damage. Alright. Now we have pistol damage plus, let's see, plus 24.5%. Do we have something like this? Only reason I'm holding on the Deputy's badge is because it would increase your fight for your lifetime by up to 40% if all 4 players were using it. But I'm actually might have something that is better than that anyways at this point. Major resistances to shock corrosive. Probably don't need that. Let's see. Cooldown rate 25%. Assault rifle damage. Alright, now we have a second wind chance, which is 115%, which would be higher than this. Let's see. Alright, so we can trade that. And then we have pistol ammo. So do I have anything here that has to do with ammo? 2 extra grenades seems better than any other ammo type thing. So I'm just gonna put that in the trash, that in the trash. And then cooldown rate of 23%. Yeah, that's not as good. Meanwhile, we have a class mod that I think should replace this one. And then this shield, I think, can probably be sold. Like, even though it grants you immunity to electrocution, you can see they're not playing Dungeons and Dragons in this part.
You can't call dibs on hunting hundreds of
Let's just get this out of the way. Yes, most of my merchandise.
So that puts us with 31 slots to pick up things. We're still using this heal yourself class mod. As far as skins, we don't have any new heads, and we should have unlocked a new skin. So I have no idea what skins I'm even unlocking in the Tiny's Tina adventure. There's not really a way to even buy a class mod that would increase your health regen. It would just be these Dr. Zed things, and I'd have to get a really good drop. Or I could try to buy like 5 more things here, but it would be ridiculous to buy anything right now. I'm about to hit level 41. I don't know if I would actually even get a class mod. Like, so we're pretty well suited. We did some cleanup work. We need to turn in these quests at some point too, and we'll get some more experience that way. If I make it to level 41, I'll start getting health for melee damage, so maybe at that point I would consider trying a different class mod in total. I'm not sure if that's really what I'd want to do. We haven't been accomplishing, we haven't finished any challenge, but we're making progress, I guess, through challenges. Almost halfway through killing knights. We haven't seen any golems in a while. We're clearly going to kill all the skeletons. We haven't seen spiders in a while. We haven't seen tree ants in a while. We haven't seen wizards at all. Dragons, we're making good progress. And we killed one mimic, which tells me, yeah, there's going to have to be a lot more mimics that show up, or a lot of grinding. Yeah, and I don't know if there's really anything else to say here. 27 iridium, 1.2 million, another hour of gameplay for Borderlands 2. That's gonna be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want to friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description box. And if you want to support me even further, you can friend me on Steam and gift me a game